Welcome to sentence patterns 3 and 4, S semicolon S and S semicolon C A comma S. But first, let's review. What should you have every time you see an S in one of those sentence patterns? You should have a subject. You know it, that's who or what is doing the action. And since you have somebody doing some action, that's right. You should have some action, which is the verb of your sentence. And then finally, you should have a complete thought. Does it make sense all by itself? If you said it to me or a neighbor or to Uncle Joe, all of us should be able to figure out with pretty much close proximity whatever it is that you're talking about. So last time we learned about S, FBS. You know it. That's where you have a sentence, a comma, one of your fanboys, and another sentence. You remember those fanboys, right? For an orbital yet so. And now, today, we're going to learn about S semicolon S. It's super simple. It's a sentence, a semicolon, and another sentence. There is only one rule for S semicolon S, and that's that your sentences should be related. Well, duh, they should be related because they're going to be connected. In fact, S semicolon S's are useful for some subtle mind control. They send the subconscious message to your reader that your reader should connect the thoughts of your two sentences without you telling them how to do so. So let me give you some examples. Mario decided to cruise on Rainbow Road yesterday, semicolon. His Benz was looking lit with his new glider. So you've got two sentences about Mario and what he's doing and how he's looking on Rainbow Road. They're related. You may connect them with the semicolon. Here's another one. Mario drifted into first place, semicolon. He hopes this will amaze Peach and allow him to drift into her dreams as well. So you've got a sentence and another sentence about the two places that Mario hopes to drift. And so therefore, they're connected. You can connect them with a semicolon instead of a period. So you've got options. You can do S semicolon S. You can do S comma FBS. You may not do S comma S. Now that you know S semicolon S, I hope that you will use it to replace the tempting but dastardly imposture of S comma S, which is a sentence pattern that doesn't even exist and drives English teachers like me absolutely batty. So, say goodbye. Now you're going to use S semicolon S and just add one little teeny tiny dot over that comma. Make it a semicolon and you'll be all correct instead of all wrong. One more time. Should you write an S comma should you write an S comma S? No. The answer is a resounding no. What should you do instead? That's right. It's a new day for you now that you know S semicolon S. Your knowledge of S semicolon S should hereby thwart and replace all temptation to write the incorrect and dastardly S comma S. Rest in peace, S comma S. We believe your lies no more. Now let's turn our attention to S semicolon CA comma S. It's similar to S semicolon S, just with a few extras. Few students know or use S semicolon CA comma S. So when you use it, you will appear more sophisticated than all your uneducated peers, which is a leg up for you. So listen closely. CA stands for connecting adverb. All you need is a connecting adverb to connect your sentence. And the English language affords the freedom to come up with a million different CAs. For example, a lifetime had passed since the horrific events of last week's Taco Tuesday, semicolon. After running out of fresh guacamole, comma, our lives have descended into chaos. After running out of fresh guacamole is your connecting adverb because it connects these two sentences, explaining why things have been difficult since last Tuesday. So connecting adverbs can add to the verb of your two sentences in one of 5 ways. They can tell how, when, where, why, or how much the two sentences are connected. Let's look at an example for how. The broken toilet was no match for the plumber, semicolon. With a wrench and a backwards baseball cap, comma, he dove right into the job. That's a joke, get it? Okay, with a wrench and a backwards baseball cap tells how he dove right into the job. Let's look at an example for when. Breakfast is Sally's favorite meal of the day, semicolon. On Sundays, comma, She always treats herself to an entire can of refrigerated cinnamon buns. On Sundays simply tells when. The two sentences are connected. Let's look at an example for where. Hide and seek is a great game to play with little kids, semicolon. Deep within the closet, you can check your Twitter feed while they search for you for minutes. Where tells where you can hide to get a break from the kids while you're babysitting. Let's talk about why. Sally dreamed Bob would ask her to the Mayflower dance, semicolon. Because her patience was wearing thin, she thought of confessing her secret love to him. Why describes why her patience was wearing thin and why she thought of confessing her secret love for him. And then finally, how much. The bargain hut is a great place to shop for Mother's Day presents, semicolon. For just 50 cents, comma, I got my mom these twirly earrings. For 50 cents obviously tells how much. It doesn't have to be a dollar amount either. You could say like with many tears, and that would also explain how much. So here's some common examples of connecting adverbs. Accordingly, also, besides, consequently, finally, furthermore, hence, however, moreover, nevertheless, otherwise, still, then, thus, and therefore. So these words are typically formal, which will make your writing sound more sophisticated and will in turn make you sound brighter in return. And some classic CA examples would be things like, Sammy kept feeding his dollars to the claw machine, semicolon. Finally, he won the bearded bunny rabbit of his dreams. Finally is a classic CA that connects your two sentences. Sammy's mom gave him money for the arcade, semicolon. However, she did not expect him to spend all 20 of his dollars on the claw machine. However, is your CA that connects your two sentences. And finally, Sammy had to wait for 30 minutes while his big brother spent his money judiciously at Miss Pac-Man. Nevertheless, comma, he enjoyed annoying his brother with the new bearded bunny rabbit by bouncing it excitedly every time the ghost peeled out in hot pursuit. Nevertheless is your connecting adverb that connects your first and your second sentence. So, now you know S, comma, FBS. Now you know S, semicolon S. Now you know S, semicolon, CA, comma, S. It's not a good idea to overuse any of these sentence patterns, but hopefully you will be able to see that they're the same type of sentence pattern with just something different in the middle, which will allow you to write with some variety. And when you write with variety, you'll have better flow. And you know what will happen when you have better flow? That's right, kids. You'll have better writing, which is our goal. So, tune in next time for sentence patterns 5 and 6. I look forward to seeing you soon.